Welcome back to another episode on the Badass 2000. We finally have a running and driving car, and to celebrate that fact, we're not going to the racetrack, we're going to a car show, and for that, we need to bring our wing game strong. Don't panic, guys, we're not called Show Car Academy. We're still called Speed Academy, and this is still a track car. But because it's running and driving, we want to take it down to Turn 14 Distribution for their annual open house and car show. They were the original sponsor of this car, and we're finally able to take it down there and show it to those guys. So that's what we're going to do.
And it'll be a good way to break it in, 1,400 miles? Why not, right?
Yeah, it's a perfect test for what we've done here. There's still some issues to sort out with the ECU and the cluster and all that, which we will show you in our track prep episode that'll follow this one. So yes, we're turning it back to sort of street car-ish, but then it'll come back here, get the Recaros back in, and be properly prepped for the track.
Wait. We're pulling the Recaros?
Well, it's a long drive to Philadelphia, dude, and
we do have these mint S2000 seats, and they happen to be blue as well.
They're the right color, they're comfy. I think it's a good call for a trip. It's 4 bolts per seat. It's a pretty easy job. Even I can tackle it. Why don't we see how that goes? It's hard to fit seats in and out of an S2000. Getting the rails aligned and everything is a job and a half. That was a struggle when we put these Recaros in, but I think it's pretty simple to pull them out. It's 4 bolts.
We're gonna find out
we'll
here.
Swap the OE ones in here, so it shouldn't be too hard. The bolts are still not easy to get at, which is why I've got the old wobble assembly up here. But anyway, let's get this show on the road here. This bolt's kind of rusty, Pete. We need to swap those out from the donor car.
Yes, that is on my list.
Come on, baby. There they go. Oh, listen to that one, too. It's complaining. Doesn't want to come out. But nothing the Milwaukee can't conquer, Peter.
Oh, it's such
Best
a good
tool in the world.
That is. If you're going to buy one tool for the garage, that is it right there.
Yeah, you know what? I was watching an episode of The Skid Factory, which is Turbo Yoda from Mighty Car Mods. And he was saying how this is his favorite tool now, too, because he's been a mechanic for like 20 years, and he's like, doing everything by hand just beats you up. So whenever you can use a power tool, he's like, use a power tool. It takes all the strain off your body, jobs get done faster, so.
Well, you just took that bolt out in like 10 seconds, and that would have taken a couple minutes for sure, right?
It would have taken me 10 minutes for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so close. It's so close, and I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's right there. Well, we dug up the, what do you call this?
I don't know.
Seat release mechanism handle. And I'm gonna
handle arm of some sorts.
put it on here.
Just lift it up just enough. It doesn't have to go on too tight.
So, if I can just move the seat back a hair. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
That
That's
might
it.
be
That's
it.
all you needed.
That might be it. Let's see if we've achieved total victory.
Done, right?
Oh,
There it is.
you dirty bastard. Now it's time to play race seat Tetris, where you try to get a L-shaped bulky thing out of a tiny interior
Without taking the hardtop off.
without scratching the carbon fiber, without doing anything stupid, which is always a challenge for me. So let's see what happens here. Maybe I can.
Careful. Careful.
Oh, there's a handle conveniently located in the middle of the seat.
Careful.
Oh, look at that. Like a ninja.
Oh, wow.
Because this bolt is so rusty and we happen to have just torn an S2000 apart, we're going show car bolt hunting, everybody. But
All in the name of a car show.
we didn't exactly bag and tag every nut and bolt out of that car, though. We just threw it into this
Yeah.
fancy premium potato container. So yeah, let's see if Pete can find them. And go.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, see?
That's clean.
That's
Now, I think we ran this washer
Giant
for
washer?
some reason, but
Thinking that
I know that the fix to this really is just, oh, brand new again.
Oh,
Look at that. No rust. No
There you
rust.
go. And
Just kidding. I'm going to clean this up. I
Are
can't
you?
do that.
Wire-
Yeah,
wire
take
wheel
2
it?
seconds. Yeah.
Time for reverse Tetris. Or maybe this is the real Tetris and taking it out was reverse Tetris. I don't know what the answer is there. I just know this is going to be fun. Rotate it this way. Whoa. Oh man, I gotta
Scratch.
get more angle to my dangle. All right, there we go.
Beauty.
Okay, so when you're editing this, Peter, just start right here. Look at how easy Dave made that look.
And wow, it's in.
Almost. Kinda.
Well, you know, there is one more seat that needs to be done here.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be your job. We'll just time lapse that side, because now that I've done all the hard work figuring it all out, you'll knock that side out in no time.
It's been a long time coming here. Oh, the wing is back. The car kind of felt incomplete without it.
It looked a little naked.
It did, didn't it? Oh man.
I think we took it off just for street driving to, like, you know, reduce the heat score, but...
Well, and storage-wise, it was
yeah, true.
a little hard to get a cover over
on it,
this
yeah.
huge wing.
Yeah, true. Just to recap, this is a APR GT 250.
250?
Or GTC 250 or something like that.
Yeah.
It is an S2000 specific fit. I forget the exact span of it and everything, but we can throw a link to that original install video up in the right hand corner, whatever corner it is that those links go in. Ceremonious closing of the trunk lid. Ooh,
Dang.
so good.
It is good.
Look
It
at
is
all
so
those
good.
downforces.
Probably gonna lose a couple mile per gallon on our long drive, but like you said, we gotta show up to a car show in style, and the big wing is always a crowd pleaser.
It is time for a quick alignment check with our handy dandy Longacre toe plates. This is not a paid advertisement. We're not trying to sell these to you. We can't even sell these to you even if we wanted to. It's weird how every time we show something off in a video, people think we're trying to sell it to them. And we're not trying to sell you anything. We're just trying to make our car go straight down the road.
And it's a good product.
It is, yeah. We've been using these for years, and they're nice. It's an easy way to check total toe across an axle. It doesn't tell you individual toe, so we won't know if this toe is different than that toe, but we'll know total toe across the front axle, and that'll give us an idea if the car is going to want to drive straight or not. So basically we want to see something close to zero toe, and we'll know it's going to go down the road pretty straight. So you run your measuring tape across the front and rear, and if we've got, you know, like 72 inches across the front and 72 across the back, then we've got zero toe. If we've got 71 across the front and 72 across the back, then we know we got an inch of toe in, which is too much toe in, people. You don't want more than like a 1/4 inch of anything when you're doing your alignments. All right, so you can see we're at about 70 3/4 in the rear and about 70 1/2 in the front. So that means we have a 1/4 inch toe in the front, which is weird. It shouldn't be like that. Typically we set the car up to have a little bit of toe out in the front so it kind of enhances turn-in response. I would have thought we'd have like maybe an 1/8 of toe out. Instead we have a 1/4
It is an
of toe in.
S2000 after all.
Well, we've been smashing some curbs with this car at the racetrack too, so I suspect we've just kind of pushed the toe out of alignment a bit. But that's not terrible. Like, it's going to go down the road just fine. In fact, it's going to track really straight with toe in. It's just going to feel kind of lazy when turning, but it's not going to destroy the tires by any means, so I think we're fine to leave that. I think we had this car set up at around 3 to 3.5 degrees of negative camber in the front. It's kind of typically where we end up. And we can see right now we're at 3.3 degrees, so that's right in that range. So
Perfect.
I'm surprised we have as much clearance here as we do. We were thinking of going to 18-inch wheels with a wider tire, and we did some adjusting of the Buddy Club lower ball joint, which have camber adjustment in them, so that might be why it's sitting the way it is, which is good, because we're not going to rub on the way to Philadelphia. I checked the other side, it's also within specs, so I think we're good enough on alignment for the drive, and we'll get it really dialed once we get back. So let's move on to washing this thing, because it's pretty filthy right now, and we're going to a car show.
She cleans up pretty well, doesn't she?
She's good from 5 feet away anyway.
It is. There are probably 10 different shades of light blue here, but no matter, it's clean. We are almost ready to go. There is one last thing left to do, and it's gonna probably win us some points at the car show. See these? These are black. And they're sprayer nozzles, and I pulled these off of the parts car.
Ooh, so blue.
Matching color.
Ooh,
I think
so
that's
blue.
definitely worth a couple of points at the old car show.
Bring it on.
So I am gonna swap these out. Let's check that out. Woo-wee! That looks good. That looks real good to me. So, keep dropping stuff, but I think it's time we hit the road.
Welcome to Philadelphia's finest drive-in car wash. After a 7-hour drive, we need to wash this thing again. And that's because we're going to Turn 14's car show tomorrow. We have a surprise coming up that I'll tell you about more in a minute. But first, we should tell you what it's like to drive this car for 7 hours. And I will say that I'm a little stiff, I'm a little sore. It's a tight fit in there. You can't really get into enough different driving positions to take the strain out of your body. So you do get a bit beat up. We knew that. It's a track car. It's an S2000. It's not meant for cross-country drives, but the gearbox is pure magic. It's a really fun car to drive. I mean, we weren't really complaining other than the stiffness.
Yeah, and the exhaust was surprisingly not that droney. I mean, it's still boomy, but very manageable, right?
Yeah,
I thought it would be way worse with the full 3-inch, no cat.
Yeah, it really wasn't fatiguing other than the fact that you're just kind of crammed in there. So tight fit, but
and I did get cruise control to work.
We did. Cruise control is working well. I mean, the car drives like stock because we are back on a stock engine and drivetrain, so it should drive well, and it's a pleasure. So nice to have a functioning S2000 in our lives again. So let's give this thing a quick wash, and be sure to tune in to our next episode, because not only are we going to show you all the cool stuff at Turn 14's car show, we're also going to do a giveaway. We're going to run around their warehouse, pick some prizes out, and if you want to win one of those, you've got to go and sign up for our Hot Lap Club. So jump on over to speedacademy.shop, join the Hot Lap Club. There's no strings attached. We're not selling your email to other people. There's literally no downsides to this, and it enters you into a draw for free stuff. So go do that, and stay tuned for the next episode, because it's gonna be good. Oh, there it goes. There you go. You need some of that. We're getting hosed by this place. They just stole $4 from us.